Alright, so here's part 3 of the Real Housewives of New York commentary, along with doing some grungy tags. I thought it would be a little bit more interesting to do that than just, you know, do a 1, 2, 3, this is how you do a grungy tag video. I did one of those already on a Saltbox House. I also am using a new microphone, which is the Sony clone. If you don't know what that is, you'd have to look it up. But it's a very inexpensive version of the Sony stereo mic that you can put into your external mic jack. And I'm using that today so that you can hear the show in the background a little bit while I'm actually painting and talking. So where are we at now? I guess the girls are going to some kind of bathhouse. I don't know. I don't find any of this all that interesting. I've never been one to even care about leaving the country. I can see it on television. I really don't need to. There's so much in this country I want to see, and I'll probably never get to see. Going across the water, and of course I don't fly either, but that's a whole nother video. But it's just not for me. But nevertheless, they got their incense going, and now they're going to be spa treatments, and the dinner thing with Luann, that was the funniest thing, where she told everybody that dinner was going to be at 8 o'clock, and they were all like, well, you know, I didn't get the invite, I didn't get the memo that dinner was at 8 o'clock, I don't know what you're talking about, and it was kind of strange, but she got on everybody's case because they didn't show up for dinner, and oh, you know, there are countries that are going to war, and these people are upset about the lousiest things. Now, for Santa's face, I'm going to mix a little bit of pink with some white, only because, you know, there's so much white going to be around his face that, you know, it's kind of ridiculous not to be able to make out his face in there. So we'll put a little bit of, I keep making, so much white comes out of this every time I do that. Alright, so I'm going to mix some pink with the white to make his face. And if it comes out too pink, I'll just add more white. If it comes out too white, I'll just add more pink. Now, primitive painting, what did I say? Nothing is perfect. So we're going to make his little face. I think that's a good amount of pink and white. So that's his face. And for his beard, Jill is still upset with Ramona for throwing her out of Scary Island when she came over for her surprise visit, which was ridiculous on actually both their parts, I think. I mean, Jill should have known better than to just show up and think that it was going to be okay. I mean, seriously, I think that was just drama mama stuff that she planned, you know, trying to make it seem like, you know, it was all innocent, but I think it was just for the show kind of a thing. There's no way that she's going to convince me, anyway, that she just showed up for the heck of it out of the blue. So she could apologize and all this other stuff she said she was going to do when she got there. I don't buy it. I think it was a show, you know, with some drama for the show. That's what I think it was, anyway. I just made some, you know, some little lines down here for Santa's beard, and then I just did a half circle. I told you, everything's half circle across the top for his hair. And, you know, it's going to be one of those one swipes for the kind of lost his hand in there, so we'll put that back in. And, we'll do just like we did on the scarf for the snowman there. And I still got to put the snowman's noses on and what have you. See if I can get this done before I have to switch it over to another part. I need a bigger brush than that. We'll do this one here. We'll dip it in about halfway, like I told you before. I'm not even waiting for stuff to dry, like I told you. I'm just not into it. So I just kind of just do my thing. So there's his hat. That's all it was. It's one little swipe. It's good enough. I'm not going to play with it. And when that's dry, will I even wait till it's dry? Probably not. And I'll just go over here and put a little bowl. And of course we've got to do the face. So we've got a little mustache that he's got to have. You know, Santa's got to have some kind of a mustache there. We'll give him a red mouth by dabbing the back of the brush in there and just give him a red mouth. And he's got to have his black eyes. We'll put them really close together. Primitive eyes are usually very close together. And we'll put a little red nose right in between those eyes and right in the top, yeah. Okay, so there we have a Santa. Each, you know, every single one is done a little bit differently than the other. You know, it's just the way it is. It's just, you do it as you go. It's not rocket science, you know. At least some people try to make it that way, but it really doesn't have to be. I'm looking for some orange here so I can make a nose, and I'm just, I don't know if I clean up that brush. Get that brush dryer. Just a regular long type brush thing, I don't know. I'm going to dip it halfway into the orange and just push down and push out, you know. Okay. Push down, push out. Push down, push out. One swipe. And it's done. I'm not even putting a mouth on them. They don't need the mouths. It's primitive painting. You know? One of them I did has a tree. Because this is the first one I think I did. And this was Starless candle making inspiration. And she does a tree on hers on the side. I'm not going to bother doing a tree. Like I said, I get inspiration from watching other people. I don't mind want to copy them exactly. Don't have to do that. So, a snowman is a snowman is a snowman. Now, do I want to flick a little bit of snow onto that? I'll show you how I flick some snow onto that. I have this brush that I found. It was in a cupboard that I came with the house, and you know, I know it's for, you know, fingernails or something. I don't know what it's for. Nothing I ever used. But it's perfect for this. And what I do is I dip the white in there and I just flick, flick. So I'm going to dip it in a little bit of white here. Just so that the white is on the tips, you know. I don't want too much white on there. And then you just hold it really close and flick. Just enough to get a couple of white dots on the blue, you know, whatever's going to show up. A little bit on the scarf. That's good. We'll do it some more. And we'll flick this one. Snowing out in Snowman Land. It's snowing out in Snowman Land. Oh God, Ramona and Jill are fighting again. What else is new? Them two need to just hang it up at the door. Give it a break. Give it a rest. And seriously, let's move it along, people. Alright, so I'm washing off my hands in the water. my dirty paint water. How far are we at? We're on 8 minutes, so now we're going to finish this up by putting the lines around Santa here. And let's just get him done. Number, line, 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 number. Oh my God, Jill is bringing up an argument that happened a year ago, which was when evidently she went to Scary Island on her surprise trip to wherever she was going with her husband. And, you know, where she thought that everybody there, including Bethany, who she had this major fight with, was just going to just love the fact that she just showed up out of the blue. And she's still on Ramona's case about why it didn't go well. Alright, so on top of here, I think I'll just put the word snow. And, you know, those little round circles that make the word stand out a little bit more. Snow is what I could Snow is what I could fit on that one, so that's what I put. I don't know what I'll put on here. Let's see, snow. Let's see, how about on Santa? I know what I want to put on Santa is believe, okay? So we'll put the word believe. And we'll put the little circles on there. And I hope you learned something from this video today on how to do some more of my tags, or, you know, just learn how to do these tags yourself just by watching me. How simple it is. Just come up with an idea and, you know, go for it. And thanks for listening to my little bit of commentary on the Real Housewives of New York. I should say the Crazy Housewives of New York, but I'm really no different than they are. So as far as, you know, having an attitude, I can have one myself. But thankfully I'm only on YouTube and not on national television. I'd be a little embarrassed if I were them. And I'm not all that unembarrassed just being on YouTube, but I do want to show, you know, you guys how to do some of the stuff that I do, in case you're interested, in case you think that is something you might want to do for your next craft show. So I hope you enjoyed yourself, and happy crafting.